So good morning again, everyone. We are going now on the conversation and the connection with another country and another member of this future team movement. The connection that we are going to have is with the founder of Algeria Youth Ambassador and national coordinator of future team in Algeria. His name is Tiar Salah Edin. And also, I will welcome our colleague from Mexico City, Professor Miguel Ángel Bravo Araiza.
مساء الخير.
If we can have the conversation on the ground, Miguel, first, because we will wait for the connection of Salah, and well, the thing here is that, of course, we're talking about coronavirus, but the reality is not the same as we are living here in Mexico. And why are we doing this? Well, it's first also obviously to create some and have some information from the ground and all the people outside there, but also in order to have a conscious. Salah, you are again here. Welcome. I was introducing you, also Professor Miguel Ángel, who is in Mexico City in this live broadcasting. So thank you once more for being here. And well, I'm gonna finish with the presentation I was having with you, my dear Tiar Salah, founder of Algeria Youth Ambassadors, the national coordinator of Future Team in Algeria, and UNESCO Youth advocate for global citizenship education. Thank you so much, dear Salah, for being with us.
Thank you, Professor Juan, and thank you, Professor Miguel, for having us live with you here from Algiers. And thank you all for the audience following us live on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, good afternoon, salam alaikum. So, in general, where are you right now, and how are you living this situation, basically?
Thank you for your question. Wa alaikum salam. Good afternoon for you and for all people following us in Mexico, in Algeria, and all over the world. Actually, right now I am in the capital city of Algeria, Algiers. And as you can see, I'm home like all the people all over the world who are living this coronavirus outbreak.
Okay.
Tell me one thing, my dear Salah.
Yeah.
This is one of the measures maybe that have come to the maybe national level. I don't know since when are you like this, and tell us a little bit of the personal experience that you have been living, please.
Okay, regarding the situation of the coronavirus outbreak here in Algeria, I will start from the beginning of since the first case was reported in 19th of February, where an Italian man who works here in the Algerian Sahara, who came from Italy with this coronavirus, where the Ministry of Health reported the first case of coronavirus in Algeria during the date of since 19th February. And a few days later, the government started taking measures against this the spread of this virus in our country. However, like all the people all over the world, we didn't take it seriously at the beginning, because we used to see this virus only in the epicenter of this virus in Wuhan. So we used to see it on TV and on internet, and since it came to us, we didn't believe it and we didn't take it seriously. However, the virus started to spread all over our country, and people day after day started taking this virus seriously and started taking measures and precaution to fight this virus. However, our government responded very, let's say, a bit late, since the higher commission of security met with the president of republic, and they implemented a curfew here in the capital city of Algeria since the 23rd of March and entered in force since the 24th of March. It means like this week, few days ago, they implemented and imposed the curfew in Algiers from 7 a.m. till 7, where we can go out only from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. And they locked down the city. It's near the capital city of Algeria, Algiers, which is Blida, which is the epicenter of the coronavirus. So they implemented a lockdown in Blida city for 10 days, where no one can go out and no one can access to this city, because since according to the Ministry of Health, we reported more than 176 cases only in Blida, and in global there is 367 cases all over Algeria. So the epicenter of pandemic in Algeria right now is Blida, and this city is completely locked down for 10 days.
Okay, and so you are doing like home office, and how many days have you been there?
Okay, since I'm living here with my family in the east of the capital of Algeria, Algiers, I didn't left home since 48 hours. Why? Because I used to go for shopping for here in the nearest market here in Algiers. So I go for shopping all necessaries, food and uh, and the cleaning products and stuff like this, and also medicines. However, I didn't left home since 2 days ago. And talking about the members of my family, I think they didn't left home 1 week. Let's say 1 week. No one of my family members left home. I'm the only one who is allowed to go out only to buy necessaries for my family members.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I was on that, going about to ask you, my dear Salah, like, if you can tell us, you are there now. You are telling us the maybe, of course, on time, how many people is with you now, and how many of you is like living under the same roof?
Actually, we are here 10, maybe 10 of us, and I'm the only one who is leaving home just to buy the necessaries like medicines and food. However, let me tell you that when once you go outside, you will notice that something is happening, because last week I used to go to work, and I noticed that the traffic jam is going lower and lower day after day. And 2 days ago, when I left home, it was like completely empty. Everything closed except the supermarkets and the pharmacies, and all people are staying at home right now. However, since the outbreak of coronavirus here in Algeria, unfortunately, people start panic buying, and we are now living somehow a food crisis. There is a big lack of an important a product, which is semolina here in Algiers, where they use it to make bread. So right now there is a big lack of this product in the Algerian market, and the government is trying to inject more this product in the market.
Well, so actually, you just said it is affecting. It is already having a lot of impact in many levels of economy, ground, etc. And you were by yourself mentioning that you are already working on distance. But tell me on these measures, uh, are there other like markets, as you just mentioned this one, and the most local um, people who has business, a
Mhm.
small business or something, who hasn't stopped their activity yet.
Actually, during my shopping, I used to go when I used to go. The last time I went out, it was 2 days ago. I went to a big brand, which is a supermarket, where I during my during buying, I witnessed that there is a big lack of some products. So I went to a local market, which is very close to my home. And I noticed also that this local market is like completely empty and people are not working. So even those who are working like traders who live on day sellings that like they are actually not working, and the impact of coronavirus will influence this let's say uh, I don't know how to say it in English. This tranche de société in French will influence them, and I hope like that this will not last for a long time, because people will who works and live on this daily day of their buyings, they will have some troubles in the future.
One more question. So, until right now, there are like 302 cases reported in Algeria. So, have you ever known one, let's say, friend, colleague, or it could be neighbor that has right now like COVID 19?
Actually, regarding the cases, I will give you the latest update of the coronavirus cases here in Algeria. So today, according to the Ministry of Health, we recorded plus 67 confirmed COVID-19 were confirmed positive, including 4 deaths. So it gave us a total of 367 COVID cases in Algeria, and among them there is 25 deaths since the outbreak of the COVID-19 in Algeria. Among those 367, there is 176 cases are in Blida, with the city that is completely locked down right now in Algeria. Regarding the people I know, honestly, so far and hopefully, no one of the people of my friends or family members I know who got this virus. However, we heard some, maybe it can be a rumor or it can be a fact that some people who works at the Ministry of Health got also tested positive for this coronavirus.
Okay.
Well, this is also, well, some information that actually we
Mhm.
are taking from you, and that of course it is on the website and other sources that you are using. For example, as you were mentioning, I think one of the most reliable ones are the what every government for their nationals is like. Everyday posting. But on this matter, please, Salah, what are the sources that you are normally using in order to take all this information?
Regarding the information I just gave you, it's reported from the Ministry of Health. So after the outbreak, they established an official website just to report cases of coronavirus in order to avoid fake news, which is measures were taken by the Algerian government after the meeting of the Higher Council of Security, because some media, let's say, they they are trying to sell information just to get views. So the government are taking measures, and all the information I gave you, and all the information the private media here in Algeria are reporting it from the official website of the Ministry of Health. And also I'm taking other information from the website of the World Health Organization.
Awesome. Yes, great. And this is because also, and one of also the let's say objectives or of this kind of activity that we are trying to launch from these platforms, it is also going and trying to stop the fake news, all
Yes.
the information that it's false and that it's like
Exactly, because as you know, people right now are stuck in their homes for at least 1 week ago. So people are scared about the spread of this virus, and
we
unfortunately,
will
other
share
media
all
and
the sources that you just mentioned. And well, there is something important here now. Like in Mexico, we don't have, for example, if you don't mention this, and if we don't see on a certain page in or site in internet, we won't see anything from Algeria. It's not like on the TV they are showing what is happening there. So that this is why it is important as well.
indeed, because as you know, unfortunately, some media and some Facebook pages, like they try to give us false information and fake news, and people start to freak out. And this is the case in Algeria. We are now suffering from a food crisis because of fake news. Because at the beginning of this outbreak, people are started freaking out because of fake news and started panic buying. And now, unfortunately, the other half of citizens don't have the necessaries of this products in their homes.
Okay, great. Regarding the economy, how do you think that this is now affecting the economy? I mean, particularly in the capital city, Algiers, but also how could be measured in all the country?
Okay, regarding the economy, as you know, now Algiers is completely closed, except supermarkets and the pharmacies. The rest is completely closed, and also the other cities all over Algeria, including the city which is locked down, Blida in Algeria. However, as you know, starting from the last week, as you know, the only income of the Algerian economy is oil, and as you know now, the oil in the market is going down, very down, and this has influenced our economy very in a very bad way. However, I think this is will be a good opportunity for us, Algeria as a country, to start getting from oil dependency and start working on other fields like manufacturing and also tourism.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Salah, let me go on deep in this subject, because it is actually really important, because you just mentioned it is one like perspective to the future, the very le prochain future. And
Yeah.
the thing here is, what are the actions that you are going to implement? Maybe start from yourself, and then tell me in bigger ways, like community. What are the actions towards the coming economic crisis?
Actually, as you know, Algeria, before this economic crisis and this coronavirus crisis, we were suffering from a crisis which is like a political crisis. And fortunately, after the elections in December, a new elected president came to Algeria, and now he is working very hard. And unfortunately, during his mandate at his beginning, is facing many challenges, and I hope during among those challenges that he will start to getting more and more independent from this oil, because now oil in the international market is going very, very down. The barrel is like almost $25 for the barrel of Brent. And I think now Algerian government and also Algerian youth and startups have to start thinking how to get out of this economic crisis by implementing a new measures and new strategies. For example, Algeria, for us, Algeria is the biggest country in Africa, and we have like borders with many countries, and we are very close to Europe. And if you check on the map, you will see Algeria that is in the heart of the world. So why Algerian government and why Algeria and why international people don't visit Algeria? So for example, I think that the government should focus after this crisis on tourism, because tourism can be a very reliable resources, and also will be a very good opportunity for us for the Algerian citizens to be more open for international nationalities, and this will guide us to being open-minded, and this will guide us to one of the goals of the Sustainable Development Agenda of the United Nations, which is global citizenship education. So once youth will start connected with international people after the towards tourism, we'll start learning and understanding how to live with each other, how to respect each other, and how to live with each other, even if you are different, if you came from different backgrounds, different religions, different languages, different ethnicities. But tourism will be a good opportunity for us to get connected with each other.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I completely agree with you, since I was just like, remembering that you have like, very, very old Roman cities, Constantina. So of
Yeah.
course tourism will be a very, very important source of income. Also, you mentioned something very important. So after the Bouteflika left the power, and now the transition with Kais Saied, so how do you see this new government? Are you really like realizing, okay, we are completely changing? So the future of Algeria seems, of course, besides this oil and COVID, let's say, crisis. So do you see any evolution?
Okay, to be honest with you, the new government started working like at least let's say 1 month and a half before this coronavirus crisis. However, we the people, and especially us the youth, we started witnessing a change. For example, before, during the Bouteflika regime, with the presidency don't have a Facebook page, for example, and now our the presidency of Algeria do have a Facebook page, and we have access now for information, and things are being changed bit by bit. However, now the government is facing a very huge challenge, which is this coronavirus outbreak here in Algeria. And unfortunately, the epicenter of this pandemic in Algeria is very close to the capital city, because, as I said before, Blida is a neighboring city to the capital, Algiers. So now the capital city of Algeria is completely paralyzed, and the government now is facing a new challenge. I hope the government will get how will find a solution how to get out of this coronavirus pandemic with the how we say it in France, avec moins de dégâts.
Yeah, the most basic way
Yeah.
of going out of this, and hopefully, of course, I think everyone that we are adding our maybe hands and since like from our own ways and capability of doing something, we will go on that. And I really appreciate a lot the fact that you're also mentioning the SDGs, which is one of the agenda, right? Because we can see this as a global thing, also as a perspective that at some point it should uh, like end completely the crisis of the coronavirus, and life for all of the countries is keep going. It will be like demanding still on the agenda of the countries, and we will have, of course, objectives in order to to take advantage on the actions of this 2030 agenda of the United Nations. And from your way of also acting, because you are in Future Team and we are here in Future Team Mexico, well,
Mhm.
this is the actions of the youth, and we are of course all in a global perspective. One thing I want to ask you, because it's also a challenge for Mexico, and we are not at the same, maybe at the same phase as you, maybe, or other countries we will say and mention. Of course, Spain, Italy, and other countries in Europe are much advanced on this crisis. So maybe we will see this on the future, on the coming weeks. The one of the biggest challenges are the local employees, the people who has small businesses, and they will not have um, food or economy, like a really strong economy in order to just survive in one day, because they will stop their sales. What are things you can mention from the perspective that you are already advancing in Algeria?
Actually, the Algerian government started taking measures regarding this, and also Algerian some, let's say, famous Algerian singers and football players and influencers started also taking measures regarding this. Okay, regarding the government measures, like they opened the bank accounts for how you say for it's like where you can donate, and this later the government will help the people who need this who are in need. And also in some also I saw an information from the assembly of l'Assemblée Populaire Nationale, where the chairman of the assembly asked all the deputies to take a look in their cities and help those who are in need, because as you know now people cannot move from their cities, so all the deputies, the president asked them to take measures and regarding this and help them. And also there is football players and famous singers and influencers, like Instagram, famous people on Instagram and singers. Also, they are taking measures regarding this, and they are raising funds for people who need the money, like just to survive during this crisis.
All right, so that is official measures, official things that actually are already implemented, and as you said, maybe this can serve as a model of action for other governments in other countries. And as I was saying, well, here the case in Mexico, maybe we are behind these the crisis, and we haven't touched the most critical numbers, but still, well, we will we will work on this, of course.
Uh, regarding about youth and particularly your team, how do you think that Algerian society and the people that you might be still working with them, how they will play or they will act during this pandemic? I mean, during this quarantine, how are you going to work and how the Algerian youth will work or face this?
Uh, Honestly speaking, it's very, very difficult to work in such conditions because, for example, if you go out right now where I am living in Algiers, even during the between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., you'll find that many police checkpoints, and they will ask you where are you going, what do you have. It happens to me personally. Few days ago, before the curfew was imposed, there is like many checkpoints of police where they ask you where are you going and what do you have, and they started like raising awareness. And right now, after measures were taken by the government, it's very, very hard to move out from, let's say, a municipality to another, because you will need a mission order signed and stamped by the authority. So it's just for the emergency where you can go out. However, for us as youth, I went live last week on the Algerian international radio, and I stated that unfortunately we cannot go out from our homes. So the only thing we can do is to raise awareness through social media, where the vast majority of young people and youth are now online. So this is the only way where we can have access and we can connect with each other, is only through social media. Regarding our work, for example, as the founder of Algeria Youth Ambassadors, unfortunately, our agenda for 2020 is now completely postponed and completely cancelled. I myself, I was invited by the president of the General Assembly and the president of ECOSOC to be celebrating the 75th anniversary of the United Nations in New York and the ECOSOC Youth Forum. However, this was cancelled. I was planning to attend the Tashkent, the summit in Uzbekistan. It was cancelled. I was going to attend the Middle East Forum in Lebanon, and it was cancelled. All those cancellations was few days before the outbreak of coronavirus in Algeria. However, right now and next week and the week after, it's impossible to go out and to like practice your activity normally. So our only way and the only thing we can do is to raise awareness through social media.
Yeah, it is of course the responsibility we have till today, and these kind of actions maybe are the example of like creating impact, doing something under the idea and the already like really common hashtag, stay home, stay
Yeah.
safe, but also stay active in this matter. And my dear Salah, I will love to come up with the the final message that you will have from your ground, from your own words, and for everyone that will be listening this, and not just on live, but also the video will stay there, and it's gonna be for everyone in the world.
Honestly, the last message for for the people following us here in Algeria or in North Africa, and even in the Mediterranean, where the coronavirus outbreak is killing people now in Italy and Spain, like with thousands of people, and also is spreading in France and Germany. However, I want to say to all the people to stay home and follow the measures and instructions given by the world Health organization, like staying home and stay healthy and clean. Keep washing your hands and take social distance from people. Don't go to weddings, nightclubs, conferences, and all the peoples where there is people gatherings. I don't know the situation right now in Mexico if there is like an outbreak there of coronavirus or not yet. However, I asked all the people there and the youth to take it seriously because us in Algeria, where we reported the first case, we didn't take it seriously, and right now our capital city is completely locked down. So I ask you all to follow the measures taken given by the World Health Organization and take all the advices in consideration because this virus is killing thousands of people right now, and all of us should take this seriously.
Totally. It is there. It is there already mentioned that. Well, it is of course important. It is the fact that some people until today it hasn't all of them maybe because they can't, others because they are really not taking into consideration this kind of measures but and responsibilities. But well, I think it is something that also we are we are facing. And thank you, Salah. It is something that we are taking responsibility on, but also the fact that we must remain in our home.
Yes, and especially avoid panic buying because if you take all the products from the shelves means you are not allowing other people to have access to food and have access to necessary just to stay alive. So staying home, stay clean, following the World Health Organization's instructions, and also avoid panic buying.
Okay, so shukran, thank you very much for your time. It was such like a great chance to acknowledge this and to share your knowledge. So bon courage, and let's just attempt all what the WHO will state and say it, right?
Muchas gracias, Professor Miguel and Professor Garcia, for having me with you live on this platform. And I want to thank you, all of you, for this initiative, exactly at this very severe moment the globe is witnessing. And I hope this pandemic uh, will recover, our planet will recover very soon, and life will come back very soon also.
It will. We hope that as well. And thank you, Shukram, Magdir Salah. And yes, of course, it is the kind of youth and activists and leaders of the world who we can rely on, and also well for the future. I hope we can continue on this kind of communications.
Indeed, we have to continue in such initiatives in order to raise awareness on the other countries where they still maybe didn't take it into consideration. However, thank you so much for having me, and I hope to see you soon, inshallah.
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 Assalamu alaikum.
Salam
Alaikum
alaikum.
salam.
Have a good day.